Set Wi-Fi. Hello, everybody. I'm sorry it took me so long to go live. I had some kind of technical difficulties, so I couldn't live stream earlier today. Today's subject is going to be a question, and that question is: do black women act racist towards black men? What I'm going to do is try to give some parallels and some examples of how the modern day black woman, in my personal opinion, displays behavior of racism that you will find in the hearts of the KKK, neo-Nazis, and people like that. I'm going to show you how they almost seem similar when it comes to the black woman interacting with the black man. So let me go ahead and get started with this right quick. There are different types of racism. There are two types, overt and covert. Let me put this on the screen so it'll be easier to tell you what I'm talking about. All right. Overt racism or explicit racism is the intentional and or obvious harmful attitudes or behaviors towards another minority individual or group because of the color of his or her skin. It includes any speech or behaviors that demonstrate a conscious acknowledgement of hatred. Basically, it got cut off. Now, explicit racism, overt racism. For example, you'll find the Klansmen, you'll find neo-Nazis, you find people who are racist use racial slurs. They will call black people the N-word. They will call them coons. They will call them monkeys. Now, how can I make that parallel or reflect the type of behavior that we see every day in the modern day black woman? Easy. Instead of calling us coons, monkeys, and whatever, they call us scrubs, deadbeats, broke N-words, and F-boys. A racial slur ain't nothing more than a dehumanizing term. It's nothing more than to put someone down. Today, modern day black women, you hear it in their music, you hear it in their the content of their conversations amongst each other. You even hear it when they disrespect men in public. They put us down. So that type of hateful rhetoric is no different than a Klansman calling a black man the N-word, except this is a black woman who shares our race, our color. You see, racism doesn't care what gender you are. It's all based on color. So majority of the time when modern day black women see black men that they don't know nothing about, just see a black man, they already have this type of racist attitude in their minds towards black men and think that they can put them down and that they are not worth anything. Now, what's another example of racism? Preferential treatment. What do I mean? Let me put that on the screen. What is preferential treatment? Should be coming up shortly. My Wi-Fi been acting up. Here we go. What is the simple meaning of preferential? Used to say that something that someone is given is better than what other people receive. Now, let me give you some examples of that, okay? One example is you may be in the grocery store or a retail store and you have a gentleman of another race, let's say that he's white, in front of you and the clerk is black. When that white man or whatever race gets in front of that black clerk, that woman is so sweet and nice. Ask him, did you find everything you need easily? How was your day? Just real gentle, nice conversation, smiling at him, give him his money back. Okay, bye. He leaves, and then the black man walks up. Her whole face, her whole countenance changes. It's like she's mad all of a sudden. She doesn't even ask you the same question that she asked the man of the other race. She doesn't look at you in the eye. If she do, it's like she look at you like she hateful-hearted. You get what I'm saying? And like she almost throw the change back at you. And she's glad when you leave. Preferential treatment is the same thing that racist people do, because racist people treat their own race better than any other race. You get what I'm saying? A lot of the modern day woman attitude reflects racism that we see in the KKK. And I said it, and I meant that. Now, this is not supposed to be a video that's going to have people all triggered and stuff, but if it do, I don't care. It's still the truth. We have to address the issues in the neighborhood that we got in our communities of color. All right? Another type of racism. Let me show you this one. It's called covert. Covert racism is racial discrimination that is concealed or subtle rather than obvious in public. So how can I make this tie into how black women behave now? Black women talk behind black men's back like it ain't nothing. They can see a black man come to a cafe, a restaurant, or he could be driving a nice car. He might have worked hard to get them rims. He might have worked hard to get that candy paint. He might have worked hard to whatever he got. And even though they don't know this man, even if he has a suit, she'll tell her girlfriends, he might not be worth anything. Yeah, he good. People like him, he probably played the field. He probably got 2 or 3 baby mamas. That's the same thing covert racism is. It's hidden. It's subtle. What they do, these type of black women, they spread division amongst other black women. This is why you have so many relationships fall apart, because of a woman that is black talking to another woman that's black and telling her the things that he's supposed to be doing for you. Everything that is divisive, everything that puts you down is like racism. And ladies, I hope you see what I'm saying, because the black man is tired of you acting like you're racist towards us. You're supposed to be our women. Okay? I just want to do a brief monologue, and you know the rules, y'all. I'm finna go ahead and add some people in. I'm finna add you, Jeremy. I'm finna send you this link right now. It's another Jeremy. Got 2 great names. Hold on, let me see who else is on sitting. I just sent you the link, Jeremy. Let me look at the comments now. Where we go? I just now seeing y'all comments, man. I was doing that right there, Good evening, Dilly. Let me see. Someone just texted me. Maybe a gentleman that's trying to join the show. Okay. All right, Cap. I got your text message, man. He said he'll be joining the thing soon. He got a video. He has a channel that he's working on too. When he comes on here, he'll tell you about it. Jeremy Spencer. I don't know if you got my link, but I just sent you the link so that you can come on to the show. If anybody else wants to come on the show, all you have to do is first email my email address, which is jeremyhillshow, the number 1 @gmail.com. And we can all get on here like a panel and we all can talk about this stuff that I'm seeing. So I kept the monologue kind of short because I know that you know what I'm talking about. I know y'all have seen the attitudes that we are dealing with amongst our own women, and never thought of it like this before, possibly. But these behaviors, these attitudes, they parallel racism that you feel from racist people. They put you down, they talk crap about you, they reject you. Not because of your character, just because you are black. Because now being black has a negative stigma. Do you get what I'm saying? I'm gonna put some of y'all on the screen. Who is this right here? I'm trying to keep up with y'all right now. Gentlemen, hold on. Oh, there you go. Let me put you on the screen. Yes, sir. And Sam pointed out that we all experience. Yes, we are. This is what we are dealing with every day. Racism from black women towards black men. Now, I got women subscribers, and they might be on here watching too. And I know they probably agree, because if you subscribe to me, you must agree with the majority of stuff I say. This is why you ladies are not getting good men. What would you feel like if you went to a Klans meeting? Do you feel welcome? That's how it feels when you stand in front of 4 or 5 black women when they standing together. You feel a negative energy. You don't feel love. You don't feel appreciation. You don't feel welcome now. You feel judged. And they have nothing to base their judgment upon other than past traumas, past relationship with Pookie, Ray Ray, and Nook Nook. And now all of a sudden you're part of that box. Oh, here you come, Mr. Jeremy. I'm waiting for you to show up right quick. I see you trying. Let me see. There you go.
Let
me put you on the show right quick. Try to remove you. Trying to add you to the show. 1 second, sir.
All right.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can hear you now. How you doing today, Mr. Spencer?
All right, brother. How you doing today?
Doing all right, brother. What's your comments or your thoughts about today's subject, brother?
What your subject matter is? Let me see what you got going on. What your subject matter is?
Do black women act racist towards black men? As far as I mean, like their attitudes, do they have attitudes that parallel racism, such as, for example, the The Klansmen, they use racial slurs like N-word, monkeys, coon. They use dehumanizing, marginalizing terms, right? So how can I make that parallelized with the attitudes of black women? Black women call us F-boys. They call us broke. They call us all kind of other things. Those are also slurs that dehumanize a person. So in a way, it paralyzes and it reflects with racism. Whether they know it or not, it kind of fits in the same box. So I wanted to see what your opinions is. And also let the people out there know what your channel is. He's doing a podcast, this guy right here, Jeremy Spencer. He got something going on. And when you get time, man, let them know, okay?
All right, that's what's up. Yeah, answer your question, man. I kind of believe that they don't understand the racism that they're kicking out. You know what I'm saying? Because they so used to you being so available for them to do that kind of disrespect to you. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So I believe you're right about that. That is a form of racism because you're being racist towards your man. You know what I'm saying? You're not allowing him to be a man in your life. You know what I'm saying? A lot of black
agree
like that. Yeah, I agree with you on that one too.
I agree with you.
But what do you think is something that we can get them to straighten up about that?
Well, the solution to that to me is first, I think it needs to be a dialogue, but it needs to be a dialogue where people listen, you know what I'm saying, not to respond, but listen to understand. You know what I mean? Because a lot of time when you have a conversation with somebody and they are already defensive, they already think they are in the right, you can't reach them. If you can somehow let them know how it hurts you and how it hurts the community, then possibly, but there are always going to be people who would never listen to you. Like the old folks used to say, you can bring a horse to water, but can't make the horse drink the water.
Yeah, you're right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can agree with you on that too, bro. You're right about that. Without getting, okay, if you've been on me forever, direct, that means why would you take it offensive?
Exactly.
And that's what the problem be with it a lot of times. There's a lot of egos that they don't want to let go of, whatever power they're trying to control over you. You know what I mean?
Right. You're kind of cutting up a little bit. You're going in and out a little bit on your I don't know why. I hear you and then go out. Yeah.
Oh yeah, my bad. I have to take my time with it. But yeah, I was just saying, for me, like I said, communicate with a person without getting their feelings. Not the work, but a lot of times when they following their friends and trying to be the popular hoe is what I call them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When you're trying to be out there and be in the popular hoe and be traveling and doing all the bullshit, and then when you get old and you try to find somebody to be with you, then nobody want to be with you because you ran down.
Yeah, I think women don't realize that they depreciate in value. I think they always think they have the highest value no matter what age. The older you get, the more used you become, the less wanted you are. It's just what it is. It's like you said, they want to be the popular hoe. That ends. Sooner you're going to be the oldest hoe in the club. That's all you're going to be, man. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, bro, I already see it.
Yeah, man.
I already see it, bro. And even realize it yet because they still, everybody's still trying to keep up with the waves, especially when you got 40-year-old women running behind Gorilla. And she 21 or some shit like that?
Yeah, and she sound like Rick Ross. You ever heard when she said, you heard when she told, bro? She said like when a dude hitting her from the back, she said like she go, huh.
Oh, you
gotta pull it up, brother, man. I mean, dude, man. I don't want to feel like I'm hitting Rick Ross from the back when I'm with a whoop. You know what I'm saying? Man, it's crazy, man. But it just, I don't know, man. I just think, they, like you said before, I agree with you 100%. I don't think they think of it as racism, but whenever it's not a prejudice, like. Prejudice when you don't like certain things people do, but racism, you hate them no matter what gender and stuff. You know what I mean? They just their color. And to me, if they can look at me and look at you and in front of us, like I said earlier, you might have just joined in. You could be at a grocery store and you have a black clerk that's checking everybody out, but there's a white man or whatever race in front of you. She's so nice, so friendly. Ask him, did he find everything okay? Smiling and shit. He walks away. You come up there, her face changes. She look like she mad and stuff like that. Like she don't want to talk to you, don't want to ask you the same question. Just want to throw your change at you and get you the hell out of there. So like, I mean, why? The question is why? Why?
And it's almost like trained across, but it's almost trained across the map because I'd have been out in Texas in the oil field and shit, so I'd have been there with all that shit too. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So the women kind of change in different areas, but I had met a girl from Arizona, bro. She was like, I never forget that. She was like, we was at the strip club. She was a stripper, so I'm tipping the out, right? And she's like, I see black guys like girls over here, like me. I said, what you mean? I'm like, she blacker than me now. And she talk about, oh no, I'm from Arizona. We don't mess with nobody with Spanish people. And I was like, damn.
That's like brainwashing to believe in something. You know what I'm saying? Like,
go back to your point about being racist and you don't even know it.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying?
I agree. Yeah.
Damn. And that made me think about that a long time ago. I was in the oil field right out there in Midland, Texas. You know what I'm saying? So that made me think about that when you said that. I was like, damn, we is kind of a slight of brainwash a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Where women is towards men. And then with the women that bash men, okay, what do you think gonna take you if you bash them?
You know what's funny? You said that too, because I had the experience, man. When I was in the military, man, there was a black woman, a nice looking black woman, and she only dated white people. Which I don't have a problem with you dating whoever you want, but the way she said, I don't date black men. Only white. You know what I'm saying? It just make you feel like she's trying to crap on you. You know what I'm saying? Like damn. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, it done gotten to the point where we hate each other so much, man, that it done blinded us. We don't know how much we hate each other. That's how I kind of see it, man. The black woman, man, is a precious thing, but she make herself so ugly now.
Where you think it started at? What genre, like what generation you think it started?
I think it started in around 1970, around 1965 to 70, because that's when they started doing no-fault divorce. Like basically, you couldn't divorce nobody at all at one time. But in 1970, time like that, you can do no fault divorce, meaning you can say, man, I'm just not happy. I'm ready to leave it and just get a divorce. You know what I mean? In that independent stage, when they started, I say around my generation, maybe the baby boomers were my generation. They really, in the 90s, they were pushing, be independent, be independent, be independent, be independent. And that's all they teach them. That's all they push them. But they don't understand when you become independent like that, you still need a man. Just because you can get a car and get a house, that house can't hug you and that car can't treat you right when you're sick. I mean, these women stupid now to me. You know what I mean?
Hey,
okay, I see you, Cap.
You know what's the crazy thing? The people that promote that kind of action, right? Most of them are married. Like if you look at entertainers,
right? These are just some hypocrites, man.
Yeah, but people don't look. They look at the surface and not the backdrop. Like those people are married, and the marriage is a unity. But I mean, that they keep real money, keep married with a unity. You know what I mean?
I don't know if it's my Wi-Fi, but you're going in and out again, brother. I don't know if it's my Wi-Fi or not. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay, my bad, bro. It might be me. But that's just like my cousin Travis and my cousin Yo-Yo. They've been married for a long time, and that marriage, when you have a unity like that, man, you get a lot done versus, not being single. Like you said, a lot of women, man, they don't know, man. I don't know how can we change this as well? Because I was just asking my cousin that same thing earlier today.
Man, I think the only thing I can think is change is like back what I said before. I think it starts with a conversation, and you got to be humble. Both sides got to be humble. If there's no humility there, there's no need to talk because they're gonna be too prideful. I'm right and you wrong. That's what I know with most black women. They have a lack of humility. They really do. You can't tell them when they're wrong. No one, even women can't tell them when they're wrong. There are dating coaches. There are women who will quit being a dating coach because they can't deal with them.
You ain't lying.
Yeah, they can't deal with them.
Because it's like they in competition with themselves. They don't realize they think they in competition with you or anybody else. They really in competition with themselves because nobody ain't paying attention. Like by the time you leave out of their eyesight, they done forgot about you.
And to go back to what you said a while ago too about the celebrities, man. I think Beyonce and a whole lot of people, they can say what they want to say about what's her name, Cardi B, but she up there cooking Offset's food. She always let you know how she taking care of her man. Like, and she the main one talking about don't get a man.
And that was my point what I said earlier, and that's what I talk about. See, they propaganda for them, and then they believe the music versus looking at their real lives. Look at their real lives, not the music.
They real lives.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, they realize they sticking together because they gotta stick together. That's what it's for. That's how you keep generational wealth. They tripping.
Real talk. Hold on 1 second. Hey, Cap, sorry, Jeremy. Hold on. Hey, Cap, man, you got to send me an email so I can send the link, man. I haven't got your email yet to send you the link to join. Okay. I don't know if it's my Wi-Fi or whatever. I don't know. I was having issues earlier today. But yeah, just send me that email so I can send you the link to join. We all can talk.
Boy, you got to. Hey, boy, you got the super classic player room back there, and
man, you got to fake it to make it, man. I'm doing everything I can to make it look. Man, I'm trying to make it look like it's something, bro. You know what I'm saying? The image is everything sometimes.
Yeah. I check you out. You doing the thing. You do your damn thing. I fucks with you, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So what about you, man? How things going with your show, bro?
Oh yeah, we just did a show yesterday, man. It's moving along, growing slowly. I need to get over there back in Texas so I can broaden my horizon. A lot of people fuck with me over there,
Hell yeah, man. I watched damn, I can't think I watched a few of your things, man. Damn, what was it? It was something that I can't remember, man, cause I subscribed to you, but it was something you had some guest on there. And I can't remember what it was, man. I think you talked to you talking about Kevin Samuels, I think, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and you asked her some questions and said, and I was listening to what she was saying, like I don't know what she close to, so I'm not gonna be disrespectful, but it seemed like she didn't really understand.
I think she's young. She's a young girl. Yeah. The one I was asking the question to, right?
Yeah.
Young chick, so she really didn't know who he was. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I just dropped one today that I'm getting a lot of shit from right now. A little clip I did. And,
hey man, you gotta be real, man. You gotta be real at all times, brother.
Yeah, and it's crazy you're talking about it because it was about the modern day black woman, how they look at shit. Okay, for example, I could tell you what I want in you, but when I tell you, you're gonna tell me what you think of me.
Yeah.
Hold
on 1 second, Jeremy. I'm gonna introduce Jeremy to Mr. Cap. Cap, that's Jeremy. Cap, Jeremy. Can y'all talk? Can y'all hear each other?
Hey guys, how you doing?
Yeah. Okay. What you got? What you think about the subject matter, Mr. Cap? Derek.
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh yeah. What do you think about the subject matter, man? What you like to say about what we're talking about right now?
Yeah, I'm just now joining. So, how do you start off the show again? Because I'm
talking about I asked the question like, do black women act racist towards black men? And I try to make parallels of the behavior. In other words, man, like the Klansman, like I tell the gentleman up here, so like a Klansman would call you outside your name racial slurs like monkey, coon, and whatever. So I tied it into black women, how black women also use dehumanizing terms like F-boy, broke, deadbeats, how they describe us. And it's like a form of racism. It's just coming from another, person. You know what I mean? I don't know how to really say it, but like, it sounds like racism. It's dehumanizes you, immortalizes you, the same thing. That it's insulting. Yeah, you have to go back to the beginning, probably like that. But yeah. So I'm trying to see what you think about it.
Part of it I would say is they are to a certain extent, and I would say that because if you peeped at my video a while back about how dealing with black women on a job could be sometimes a pain for black men specifically, and how black women, when it comes to working, having white employees that they deal with white male employees compared to black male employees, sometimes in some cases they could show the white male employees more favoritism. And I'm sure you probably have experienced that firsthand yourself.
Yes, I've seen how they treat people different. Yes, I have. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they go as far as holding long conversations with the white male employees and even joking with them. But when it comes to dealing with their black, male counterparts, work underneath them, they give them hell. Unless in some cases, the guy may be a hood dude.
Right. That's true. I got what you're saying on that. And how you Jeremy was asking, how do you think we can fix that, Derek? What you think?
Oh, it's two Jeremy? What a coincidence.
Yeah, his name Jeremy too, man. I call him Mr. Spencer, so it won't be confusing. But yeah, his name Jeremy too, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, just being able to talk things over, us black men, black American men, black American women, being able to reconcile our differences just by talking things over one another for the most part.
I agree.
Realizing how we really do need each other at the end of the day. To be a strong and cohesive unit.
Yes. I agree. That wasn't Mr. Spencer. We were talking about that too. That we need a dialogue. We need to have a conversation with each other. And I would like to add to that there has to be a sense of humility during the conversation, because I think a lot of the modern day black women are so prideful and they hard headed, man. You can't tell them nothing. They extremely hard headed, man.
I agree.
Yeah. That's why I was like, and then you know what? I heard what another thing that people were saying. Like, they nice, like, okay, you want to be the housewife, but then you want to be the boss bitch too.
It don't work.
I keep telling you, can't be on both teams. This ain't back in the day where Bo Jackson was on the baseball team, football team.
Exactly.
100.
Only on one team, you need to stay on that side, and they don't know how to do that. And
see, that's the reason why I don't really believe. I think we just lost it.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's why I don't really believe in 50-50 relationships. I believe in 100%. Actually, someone has to take the wheel to me, and like if the person can't get along with it, they got to go. You know what I mean? But I ain't saying like treat them bad or compromise, but someone has to have the last say in a relationship to me.
Right.
Especially with children involved, man, and that's the right of the man to me.
Right, and to be honest, Mr. Hill, I really hate it when a passion how, spiteful black women, black American women nowadays can be towards black men or fellow black American men, but when it comes to specifically dealing with white men, they treat and look at white men as kings. We just worship them, worship white men to death, and always place white American men over us to a pedestal.
I agree with you.
Or on a pedestal, place them on a pedestal.
I agree with that a lot. I'm from the country and I've seen that a lot. I think it's just brainwashing and conditioned to believe that one race is better than the other race. It's almost like Hitler almost. Like, what Hitler was like, believe that one master race was better than everybody else. And I think it trickled down from slavery. I think slavery had a lot to do with that.
You hit the nail right in the coffin, because I think about how during slavery times, even back then, the slave master used to, and if the slave master was married to a woman of his own kind, will still stick around with the black slave women. And ever since then, black women have had a deep infatuation and fetish for white men.
Yeah, and they also think they are better providers too. That's what I noticed too. They automatically think of a man of that color, a brother of that color, is a better provider than a black brother. That's what I noticed too. What I mean? Like they're so much like they're not corruptible or something like that.
Right.
But if you look in politics, the majority of that particular race is running politics, and they are the most corrupt people there is in politics.
They are.
You know what I mean? That's why we have so many messed up policies and laws.
And they always look at us black American men as criminals and hoodlums, when to be technical, they are the main criminals. White politicians. Yeah,
a lot of more. I mean, we got them every race, but we definitely have them. We definitely have them. Yeah, we do.
Right.
You said you were making a video, right? What are you talking about on your show, Mr. Cap?
It's specifically about. Okay, have you seen the video that went viral about Ebony K. Williams saying she wouldn't date a bus driver?
Yeah.
On the bus.
On the bus.
Yeah, It's segments of that in the video along with clips from Kendra G videos about other black women saying, one of them being specifically a custodian, a female black custodian, along with a black nail technician, female nail technicians. They're saying they have to have a guy with at least 6 figures at the minimum, 100,000. And I'm about to publish the video entitled it saying, this is why black women, this is an example of how delusional and hypocritical black women are.
Yeah.
So I'm in the process of publishing it as we speak on YouTube.
Yeah, okay, that's good. Everybody, y'all go check out the man channel, man, and check out that video. Sound like it might be interesting. Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Let me see. I'm trying to post it on my Caps social network channel. That's probably the one you're more familiar with.
Probably.
Yeah,
is.
but and I you'll just, you know, once you peep out the video, you'll, I'm sure, agree exactly with where I'm coming from.
Right. I agree. I got you.
Yeah.
Thank you to everybody that's sending me donations during this live stream. I do appreciate it. I'll try to put it on the screen. I might not say your name right away because it might be in a conversation, but I'm trying to put it on the screen. So thank y'all for your donation. It's greatly appreciated. Yeah. So I just wanted to cover it. I want to try to show people that even the black women who may be watching this program, man, to see that it is like a form of racism, the way that you treat black men, like you kind of push us away. You know what I mean? Like we're kind of dirty and all this other stuff. You know what I mean? So,
right.
Yeah, you know, like somebody else is better than us, and like Mr. Derek said, like you treat another race better than you treat your own race. You know what I mean? And this is not a racist live stream. This is not anything like that. We're just really trying to cover something that's really going on in the neighborhood. You know what I mean? To me, a lot of their behavior is racist.
It is.
Yeah, you know, towards us, it really is.
So, what's your perspective on, you know, how black women appear to be so hateful and, to a certain extent, racist towards their fellow black men? Because, like I was just saying a few minutes ago, I'm just now chiming in to the conversation.
Well, I think, to be honest with you, the reason why they're just hateful towards black people, because I think a lot of times they've been traumatized by some black men. I think
not black people, but black men in general, that, you know, have such a deep hatred, you know, because it's black women that have baby daddies that even show just as much hatred towards their baby daddies as well.
So you're asking me why? I'm confused. Are you saying that why are black women treating black men hatefully? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay. I think a lot of times because they want to have a come up. See, a lot of black women, you know what I mean, they're in bad positions anyway because of decisions that they have already made. Like you said about baby daddies and stuff like that. Once you have a child by 2 or 3 different baby daddies, your life becomes harder. And they want someone to save them. And black men are trying to save themselves first. They got to save themselves first in order to help somebody else out. They don't like us a lot of time because they have made the wrong decisions to be with the wrong men. You get what I'm saying? They are traumatized. They are bitter. You know what I mean? And then some of them, they waste their life. They stay in the streets. They 40-something years old running the streets. 45 years old running the streets. There's nothing out there. You get what I'm saying? They love the wrong thing. They have a corrupt moral system. They have no real values. And a lot of times they come from homes that wasn't stable. They come from broken homes. So most of the time they learn how to react angrily to other people because they saw their mama do it to their daddy, they saw their sisters do it, they saw their friends do it, and that's become a part of them. It's ingrained in them to be hateful toward it. That's my personal opinion, though.
Right, yeah. And where I agree somewhat to that. Hateful-hearted, yeah, but hateful-hearted specifically towards their own group of men. And I can also give you an example of judging from some of my personal experiences. One time at work, I was walking out the building, and it just happened to be a younger black female that I was nice enough to hold the door open for. How about she didn't thank me or anything? So this same black female I see talking to some of the white guys on my job that happen to make a little bit more money than I do. But every time I see her, she's always in their faces, so grinning with them and joking with them, things of that matter. And that's a prime example too of how racist and hateful black women could be towards their own men. Even when you go out of your way to be nice and courteous to the utmost degree or level to them, they still don't respect us.
To comment on what you just said a while ago about they treat a dude better with they make a little bit more money than you. That's that hypergamous nature, man. That's a part of them that materialism, the materialistic love they got for material things, the love for retail and stuff like that. They want someone to cash app them and give them money and stuff like that. That's hypergamy, man. If a person is treated differently because they make more money than the other person by a woman, most times because they think that man has a lot more considerable resources than the other person, that's hypergamy. That's just a hypergamous nature.
And not that, but I see her talking to some of the Caucasian older men that's much older than me all the time. And, you know, she goes out of her way to be nice and sweet as possible towards them. But when it comes to dealing with her own black men, I hardly ever see her dealing with any fellow black men on the job.
Do she have a white husband, a white boyfriend, or does she date outside her race?
I don't know. We never talk, and she appears to be in her 20s, maybe early 30s at the most. But it's just sad, man, how our women refuse to change. Just refuse to, for the most part, accept. Be more embracing towards their fellow black brothers, and that's one of the main things that I would like to see happen in the near future. Us once again to be able to reconcile our differences, both black men and women, with one another. I
agree. Like the Terminator T-800 just commented and he said they need you only when they need you.
Exactly.
I agree with that. I had to put that on the screen. Yep, that's true. You know what I mean? It's sad, brother. It's sad, man. It's just, I don't think women understand, man, how much damage they have done in our communities, man. They always put it on us, you know what I mean? But I don't think they really understand their part in it. You know what I mean? Like they have this great sense of entitlement, man. Like you owe them something. I don't owe you nothing. See, if you can't respect me or love black people, then you don't deserve our protection or provision. You don't deserve any of that stuff. That's how I feel about it. If you can't treat us right, then why should we treat you right? You know, and then this is how I feel about it, man.
And like I said before, that I'm sure you still notice how when it comes to dealing with men of other races, and compared to us black men, they always expected for every black guy to come away or approach them and always be a hood dude, always be a street dude. But if he's a non-black dude, they expect he could just be a normal 9-to-5 working guy. And in some cases could be a pencil neck geek as well. But they still worship even some of the most nerdiest non-black guys.
I think that my experience is this right here. Any woman that keep chasing after hood dude, she a hoe. I'm just gonna be honest with you. If she from 20, 30, 40, 50, and she's still chasing dudes that's out there selling drugs, still selling. I mean, I'm not trying to knock anybody, but if you are a certain age and you still gang banging, you still selling drugs, you still running around and trying to look like youngsters and stuff like that, and she's falling after him, she's stupid for one, and she a hoe. You know what I mean? Because at a certain age, man, I understand youth. If you're doing it when you're young because you're kind of ignorant, you're still trying to find your way. But when you get older, you're supposed to settle down and get settled and understand the differences between right and wrong. Man, women like that, man, ain't worth your time. It don't like the nerdy dudes, because the nerdy dudes, it takes time to become a man of substance, man. It takes time to become a man who has his own shit. It just takes time. You don't get it at 19. Sometimes it takes 40 and 50 years old to get where you need to be in life. You know what I mean? So they don't want to wait. Right. But after they get ran through by Pookie and Ray Ray, get babies, get beat up, get thrown around and slapped, now they want the nerdy dude, because now the nerdy dude can bring stability and peace. But he don't want you now because you got 500 baby daddies. You know what I mean? So shoot.
Right.
So everybody, get the lights up for me, please. Get the lights up for me.
And can you believe it's some women, even some women as old as 60 that still go after hood dudes, black women?
Oh yeah, they still in the club, man, talking about turn up and YOLO. I mean,
exactly.
old saggy breasts hanging down to the ankles and shaking and stuff. Got a tattoo. It used to look good on the face. I mean, on the neck. But now she old, and it's all the way down her shoulder. Her skin done drop. Yeah, man.
Right.
Yeah, I done seen that, man. I done seen it, brother. I done seen it, man.
It's like, and you could do a video on this, and this is just suggestions how, out of all races and groups of women, our women, specifically black women, are the only group of women that never mature mentally.
Yeah, it seems like they are having a little problem with that. They don't want to mature, man. They are childish, though. I give you credit on that, man. There's a lot of them that are childish, man. They don't think long term. They think right now in the moment. They gotta have it. If you don't have it right now in the moment, they don't want you. And they're very emotional, man. Like I made a video talking about how women don't understand commitment. All right, commitment. Women bring emotions and tie that to commitment. Commitment exists outside the parameters of feelings. You get what I'm saying? So like whenever a woman says she's committed to you, I won't leave you in marriage vows for better or for worse. But as soon as she feels unhappy, she feels bored, she feels things ain't right, she goes away. But where was the commitment? Commitment hangs around during any type of emotional thing going on with you. And like I said before, athlete like Kobe Bryant, Mike Tyson, commitment made them great. There was days that they did not want to go to the gym and try to practice or hone their craft, but they kept going. Right. Even when they felt like they didn't want to go. That's what commitment is. Women do not understand what commitment is. They've been saying for years that black men have a fear of commitment. But if you look at the American Sociological Association's data, you see who's initiating all divorces. It's women. 70% of them, over 7% of them initiate all divorce. If they're college educated, the number jumps to 90%. So the persons, the data shows, it's the women who can't be committed. It's not the men. Right. And a lot of men are not beating these women. Men ain't always doing all these things. Women are leaving because they're getting more money, they're getting more rights, and they're getting bored and they want something better. That's why women leave. That's not commitment. That's not commitment.
Not only that, getting bored and don't know what they want.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Yeah.
Because in my most newest video, I also talk about how they say they want one thing, and I related that to how the women that you see in the segment, in each segment of my newest video, say they want a man to make, X amount of figures, 6 figures at the lowest. But these same women, when they got with their baby daddies, these guys could have been either an ex-felon or he could have been a drug dealer.
Well, I think a lot of times women don't have a lot of good self-esteem, man. If you don't think you deserve anything better, you're going to keep getting worse. I think that has a lot to do with it, man. The prettiest woman that you see, you usually have the lowest self-esteem, man. But for some reason, ugly women, they have great self-esteem. It takes a lot of courage to come out when you know you about 400 pounds and you come out with some yoga pants and stuff. You got all them dents and stuff all over your body. And for real, that's a lot. That's some real high self-esteem. They don't care what you think. Big old women don't care. But the prettiest women, they always worry about their shape. They worry about getting wrinkled. They have the lowest self-esteem, man. You know what I mean? The big girls, they don't care because they already understand they're ugly. They already know they're about the size of Jupiter and Uranus and Earth and all that. They know they all that together. You know what I mean? But they got a good personality or they can cook. You know what I mean? I'm all you fat people watching. I ain't trying to talk crap about you, but I'm just saying overweight people. It's just what it is. It's just what it is, man.
Right. And speaking of which, I also listened to your video about how black women don't enjoy cooking, and I gave you a thumbs up for it too. Even providing some comments on my perspective about that, because I know this is sort of off topic to the current topic. You don't mind me talking about it?
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
But these same women that black women don't enjoy cooking, instead they like to be on social media instead of devoting that time on that they do on social media to learning how to cook. They like to post selfies, provocative selfies, and not that they like to beef with other women on social media the whole time.
I'm gonna tell you something, man. What you just said, you should make a video out that. That's a very good subject. For real, that's a very good subject. I wish I would have thought of that. That's a really good subject. Yeah, go ahead, man.
It really is. And some, like I stated in the comment, I don't know if you read my comment about that video. But some, do you not know some when it comes to having to cook for special occasions such as special holidays, Thanksgiving, when it may be Thanksgiving or Christmas, some will have the nerve to ask female relatives to cook recipes for them. And then not only that, will have the nerve to take the recipes back home to their man, husband, or boyfriend, like they cook the food, like they actually cook the food.
I've seen that before in my lifetime.
And then how about if once the man may ask them how did they cook it, they couldn't even give them one answer on how the meal was prepared.
They can't cook it twice because they cook it once.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, I've seen that, man. A lot of the domestic skills that women supposed to have, man, is out the window, man. That's why I look at other women from different cultures, man. They still have some of the old school traditional, in a lot of different cultures where the woman is expected to serve a man, cater a man, know how to cook, not just bacon and egg, but know how to, like you said, cook for holidays. Like there's holiday meals that you get only on holidays that you don't get throughout the year. You know what I mean? A lot of women don't know how to do that, man. But a lot of men know how to work. A lot of men know how to go get money and pay bills. A lot of men know how to get it. We still know what we need to do, but the women today don't have a clue about what to do. They don't. All they think is if I show up and I get naked and put these lips below my hips on you, that's all it takes. No.
Right.
No. Men want more than that. If all you bring to the table is you, how pretty you are and how sexy you are, you ain't brought nothing to the table. Because even an old man in his 60s can get a woman in her 20s. All he got to do is be successful, have a little money, he can still get her. So what do you have that separates you or differentiates you from everyone else?
Right. He could even be an oversized or overweight man, as long as he may have be making a pretty nice amount of money, still could be able to get a woman that young. A 60-year-old man that's obese could still be able to pull some of the most baddest, youngest women. See, in most cases, anytime.
That's what they don't understand, Derek. They don't get that. A man don't have to be in shape. He could be ugly as hell and still get women. You know why? Because women always want a man that can provide.
They do.
That will never change. If a man is ugly, dressing Gucci, got a Lamborghini and a nice home, he gonna get a bad chick. Now, if he ugly and broke, then he just ugly and broke. But he still probably gonna get a chick.
He can. I mean, as long as he got some crisp game,
that's all he needs. Yeah. Yes, an ugly old man can marry a young woman, but young women can't marry. Old woman can't marry younger men. An older woman can't marry a younger man. If she do that, younger man is using her.
Yeah, and
you get what I'm saying. So it's different.
Not only that, but women get judged more as well than us men. Even when it comes to a woman, I would say 60-year-old woman marrying a 30-year-old man. But just watch and see how many people in her family would shame her, try to shame her, and talk crap about her.
Right.
Well, if it's a man that's around 60 years old and a 30-year-old female, he would get it in most cases props, especially if she's a bad or really attractive and on top of that fairly shaped female. He would get all kinds of props from a lot of his family members, well, guy family members, that is.
Right. Well, let me ask you this, man. Today's modern day black woman, what do you think they believe they need to do to keep a man? Because the reason I'm asking is because back in the day, the old folks used to say the quickest way to a man's heart was through his stomach. Remember that old saying?
Yeah.
So what do the newer generation believe? What do you think?
I'm gonna just get straight to the point, Mr. Hill. First and foremost, and most of all, stop being masculine.
Right. I agree with that.
Because they little do they know that's really a big deal breaker with a lot of men. I mean, what man do you know wants a woman with tattoos all over her body? Even going as far as having a mouthful of goals and tattoos on top of that.
And also talk like a dude.
Yeah, it may say stuff like "bro" or "my nigga" back and forth.
Yeah, that's a turn off. That's a real turn off. That part what you said is a turn off. You know what I mean? When they sound like, "Yo, what up, bro?" You know what I mean? I mean, they have the whole mannerism.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Even when they make these kind of gestures, hand gestures like you doing. Yeah, that's a turn off. Women that feel like they don't need a man, you know, that they could take on both the role as the mother and the father. That's the deal breaker with men too.
I came up in a generation when you seen women in the car, they would be playing something like Babyface, Out the 7, Keith Sweat. Now today's modern women, they play shoot them up, kill them. I'm all about my money. I mean, they sound like how we used to be when we were like Thug Life and Tupac.
Yeah, right.
When those down, you hear they have the female version of Rick Ross, the female version of Tupac, the female version of this, and they talking straight gangster stuff. They ain't nothing soft. I don't want to come in the room and make love to a woman and I'm hearing a woman talking about killing me and all of that. That don't set no mood.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So even when they do have music, it's completely sexual. There's no songs anymore they make anymore about getting back together when you break up, or there's no more songs anymore where it's like just expressing your love to each other. Now it's about, baby, bend over so I can run it in you.
Yeah.
Bend over. I mean, that's all it is.
Yeah, listen, they like to listen to hardcore gangster rap in most cases, and then even worse, like to have a car smelling like weed while doing so, smoking weed while doing so.
Like you said before, you hit the nail on the head. Today's modern day women want to be men.
They do.
They want to be men.
You made a video, speaking of which, excuse me, you made a video about that a good while ago about how most black women are masculine.
Oh, yes. That's one of my old videos. Yeah, they manly. A lot of black women today are manly, in my opinion. They're very manly. It's nothing. See, they don't understand that a man is attracted to softness. You get what I'm saying? Just like a woman is attracted to a strong man, we are attracted to a soft woman. Then so they don't get it, man. You know what I mean? Some women do. Some women do get it, but it's so few of them, man. This is why everybody trying to get different races, different fly across the seas, passport bros, because they want a woman that acts soft, gentle, kind, loving, understanding. And really, that's not too much to ask for. If you got a man that's putting a roof over your head, when you get sick, he's there for you. When you want something to eat, he cooking for you too, in the family or whatever it is. And he, all this stuff, that's not too much to ask for. It really ain't. It's free. It's all free. Ain't like it costs you anything.
And can you? I'm sorry, but can you repeat the question about black women you just asked me again?
What was that?
I believe you said something about what should black women do to be able to be accepted by black men or something like that. You said.
I said, what do you think? Oh no, I asked you two questions. I don't know if it's the one. I think I might ask you. The first one was, what do you think? I can't remember the first question, man. I know what I asked you was, what do you think black women believe in now to keep a man? Like, back in the day, I know that question I asked you. I asked like, old folks used to say, women used to say, the quickest way to a man's heart was through his belly. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I would say another thing that black women could take initiative to keep a man is to stop having multiple kids by multiple men, because little do they know that's a big deal breaker, especially when childish men. I do mean no man wants to be honest to be responsible for taking care of another man's seed.
Preach it. Yeah, go ahead and say it, brother. Say it. See, this is the harsh truth, but it's true. No man wakes up in the morning and says, damn, I hope I find a woman with 5 kids. No man does
exactly
that. Nobody does that. You know what I mean? So yeah, man.
I mean, even worse, having 5 kids by 5 different men. That's even more of a headache.
But what you said earlier was really good when you said that not just having 5 kids and 5 different baby daddies, you said immature baby daddies.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big thing what you just said. I'm gonna tell you why, because there's a lot of people who get beat up and shot by the baby daddy because he don't want another man by that kid.
Right.
He don't want to take care of the kid, but he don't want you near the kid. He don't want no other people around the kid. And they'll cause your life to be hell.
Right. And you know what else he don't like? What really is a big deal breaker with the baby daddy, if he find out that his baby mama may end up having a kid or winding up pregnant with another guy that she may meet after him.
Yeah, it's a messed up world. It said, when did baby mamas become acceptable for a man that has no kids? You see that comment?
Right.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know why they push that on us. They push that on us like, if you don't want to take care of his kid, then you're not a good man. That's really what it comes down to it. A real man will accept this package deal. No, a real man wouldn't. A real man wants his own family. Now, if you're blessed enough to have a man who wants to do that, then that's cool. But most times when that happens, they don't appreciate that man. They don't even appreciate some of the men that step in to play stepdaddy sometimes. You know what I mean? So it's not worth it, in my personal opinion. Now, my daddy told me, if you're going to be with a woman that has children, they got to be in one or two conditions. Is that baby got to be
before you get your point across, let me guess, they either have to be a widow or divorced, correct?
No, that ain't what my daddy said, but my daddy was saying, like, if you decide to take on that, he said, like, the kid has to be young enough for you to mold, like 2 years old. He don't know daddy. He don't know his real dad or anything like that. He's young enough that you can train him to what you want him to be. That's the first condition. The second condition is the children got to be on the way out the house. I mean, they're going to college. They're not going to be in the house. Because he said in between those years, when they're teenagers, when they have their own attitudes, their own points of view, and then they come into your life, they're going to be harder to deal with. They ain't going to like you. They're going to get mad at you when you get into it with their mother, because every couple's argue. And that boy going to be watching you, thinking in his head, if you say something bad to my mama or if you touch my mama, I'm going to take you out. He's big enough to do it. He's a teenager now. So you're going to be walking around your house trying not to offend the kid when you're mad at the mother. Because sometimes people argue, man. You get what I'm saying? So that's what my daddy had told me. He said, look, if you do that, man, let the kids be old enough to leave the house, to leave the nest, or to do it when they're so young that you can mold them to where they can love you. They see you as daddy and they'll respect you because you haven't had enough time to teach them so. If you get one of these teenagers who already know what they like, got their own personalities, bro, you're going to catch hell. You're going to catch hell, man. You know what I'm saying? And my daddy, he got a lot of wisdom, man. And like sometimes he tells me stuff like that and I don't catch it till later. And I've got old and I said, I realized what he's saying, man. You really want your own child, man. You want your own child. I'm not talking bad to women who have children from other men, unwed. I'm not trying to make you feel bad, but it's just the truth. What you did have changed your life for the worse. It has. You may love your kid. That's great. Nothing wrong with loving your child, but don't expect another man to love your child. Your child is only special to you. I know that sounds harsh, but your child is only special to you. Okay?
Right.
That's what it is. So, I don't know.
But back to the topic about how black women act racist towards black men. Personally, I feel like one of the biggest mistakes always when it comes to black women being that way towards black men is when they get higher levels of success, specifically once they get managerial jobs or HR, corporate jobs, any jobs of that nature, because they feel so entitled to the point where they feel like they could just walk over black men, disrespect black men. And whether they know it or not, a lot of them are always doing the white man's dirty work.
In what way do you mean? In what way do you think that?
I mean, because now, back in the days, the white man used to be the main one responsible for, persecuting the black man on the job, or giving the black man all kinds of hell, so to speak. But now it's more so where black women are taking the initiative and doing so.
I agree with you 100%. I'm gonna tell you why. It goes back to what the subject matter is. That I'm glad you took it back there when I asked, do black women act racist towards black men? You're 100% right. Black women today, they do seem to prosecute black men, or should I say they indict black men for things that they haven't even done yet. They can meet a black man and already think that he's no good, already think that if he do have a baby mama, that he's going to be sleeping with her behind her back. She already judges him and places guilt on him before he even does anything.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So that they, like I said, a lot of black women put black men down. That's the same mentality that the Klan has. The Klan puts black men down in other races, but we're talking about our community. The Klan disrespects us. The black woman disrespects us. The Klan use bad slurs and derogatory terms to describe black men. Black women use derogatory terms. You a F-boy, you broke, you ain't this, you a deadbeat dad, you a whole N-word. They even though it comes from the lips of a black woman, it is still dehumanizing, it is still marginalizing, and it is still horrible, but you're using that same attitude that we see in the Klan. That's why I said, like, do black women act like they're racist to black men? They have the same parallel, they have the same actions, behaviors, that if you didn't know, for example, if you didn't know she was black and you were just reading on a piece of paper what someone said about a black person, you would think it's a white person that was racist. You get what I'm saying? Because, yeah, man, it's just crazy, man. It's just crazy.
And do you not know some black women, once they have these higher positions on the job, case in point, managerial positions, and how they may go as far as talking to black men in a very demeaning kind of way whenever it comes when giving that black male employee a task. And then what makes it so killing, it'll be a white male supervisor or manager, even sometimes a white female supervisor or manager that may be on looking the whole incident and may be smiling about it. You know, may show that white supervisor, whether they may be a female or male supervisor, how, you know, how we are our worst enemy, whether they know it or not. Black women on the job.
Well, in regards to that, see, black women don't understand their nature. See, a black woman is supposed to follow behind the man. The man is the leader. So when it's a woman, I'm gonna take it even further. I'm gonna take it to something biblical. And if y'all are Christians out there, y'all might agree with me. When God made man, he was here first. He made Adam, he had responsibilities. He ran the garden. He named the animals. He ran things. He made Eve to be a servant and a subservient to the man. She is supposed to serve the man. The reason why we are the prize, because you have to earn us. A prize is something that you earn. A gift is something that you give freely. So women have forgotten that they have to earn a good man. And the way you earn a good man is to being feminine, submissive.
Keep talking.
You get what I'm saying? Okay.
Yeah,
earn a good man. You're not the prize. The men are the prize. Women are the gifts. And your nature is of a gift. Let me explain that further, man. You are a gift because once you get pregnant, you gift us with children. You are a gift that's supposed to keep giving. We are the ones who are supposed to keep providing and protecting. See, when a woman gets in a position, like you say on the job, and she's over the man, yeah, she can run some things, but she's out of position. It's supposed to be the man running her. So she takes that business mindset back to the house where her man at and try to run him. That's why they get kicked out. That's why they divorce. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, go ahead, brother.
Okay, I'm reading the comment. Black women only respect daddy government.
Well, I'm sorry. Put that back up there, bro, so you can read it. Hold on. One second. Oh, sorry. I'm getting... There it is, bro. I'm sorry. There you go. You can read it, brother.
Yo, they start a swirl movement. I'm glad we better off without them. You and Sharp, the only ones. Keep your foot on these black women necks. I will always support your show. You speak facts. I truly agree on that.
Thank you, Luke, for the donation, man. I appreciate the donation, man. Like, I won't always be able to say it right away because we're in conversation, but I'll try to put it on the screen. Go ahead. What'd you say, Derek?
Yeah, I truly agree with his comment and his feedback.
Yeah.
What about you?
I agree with him too. I see this whole channel, man, is about making people accountable. See, on this channel, we don't pander to women. Like, we're not hateful hearted, but we're gonna shine a mirror in front of you and say, look, this is what you're doing. You have a part to play in this too. It ain't always the men messing up here. Because most men want to marry within their own racial demographic, to be honest with you. Most men want to be married, man. But it's hard to find women to marry. They are unfit. They are very unmarriageable now because of their attitudes.
I would say this is kind of pertaining to the topic. Black women can be racist even towards their own black children, because how many times have you heard a black mother say to her black daughter, if the black daughter is outside playing but won't get back in the house during her curfew, girl, like we say in the South, girl, you better get your nappy headed ass back in this house.
Yeah. Yeah, I like how you said that, man.
No.
I was thinking when you said like girl, it was like girl. Yeah, man.
I'm from Alabama, where they be if they kids may be outside just to go outside early during the daytime, and then as soon as it's halfway dark, they could be like a black mother. You better get your butt in this house before you turn dark.
Yeah, they teaching them racism. And like the gentleman who left, Mr. Spencer.
Yeah,
they don't know they teaching racism because racism has become such a part of them. From slavery to Jim Crow to right now, slavery is in us, but we don't understand how we express slavery. Like even when we call each other the N-word, we can be ignorant enough to say just because we put an A at the end instead of the ER, it is still the N-word. And the history of that N-word was to dehumanize people. When we try to put a spin on it, that's how much slavery impacted us. And a lot of these women have a lot of slavery in them. That's why they teach, that's why they how can I say it, man? They ostracize us. A lot of modern day black women don't even want to come around us, man. I was walking in Walmart one time and this woman looking at me, and I think maybe she want to holler at me or something like that, but I didn't holler at her, I just kept going, but she worked there. So I saw something I needed and I had to ask her about it. She turned around with the nastiest attitude you ever heard. I'm like, man, God, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, all I said, like, ma'am, can I ask you a question? And I guess you thought I put a holler at her. I don't know what it was, but they're so defensive. They don't want to smile at you. They don't want to be nice to you. They don't want to greet you. And they at the job. This is what you're supposed to do in a retail store or a grocery store. But they do it to other men that may be white, Mexican, or whatever race. But when they see us, they put their arm out and strong arm. And I don't want to deal with him.
Right.
Yeah.
Always having their guard up towards us.
Yeah, man.
It's sad. And I'll give you another example of how black women could be racist towards black children. Think about how some black women look at dark-skinned black kids is unattractive because of how some would rather have a baby or a kid sometimes by a non-black guy. And what's the main reasons why? So that kid could come out with good hair.
Good hair and stuff.
Pretty eyes or light skin, be very light skinned.
Like Drake.
Right.
Yeah.
And then like they go as far as showing those kids off. Don't let them have a baby shower. Just think about how all their girlfriends may embrace that light-skinned kid with the pretty eyes and a nice hair. If she may be a black woman when fully black, brought the fully black kid at the baby shower, and then may bring into the world or conceive light-skinned or in some cases mixed kids. Watch and see how many of her girlfriends would completely overlook that dark-skinned kid over the extremely light-skinned kid with the pretty eyes and nice hair. That's a sign of how racist black women could be towards black males too, in a sense.
Yeah, black women don't know, but they have a self-hatred. See, they don't understand what even self-hatred is. And I'm gonna tell you why I say that. Because anytime men like you, men like the other people that come on this show, even the late great Kevin Samuels, AMS and other guys I watch, whenever we speak out against the horrible actions of black women in the black community, they say we hate ourselves. They say, you must hate your kind, you must hate your race. No, it ain't that at all. They have a hatred for their own selves. Like you just said, when they see a little kid get your nappy, that ain't no love, man. But they say, I don't mean it that way. The kid don't know that.
Yeah.
Now the kid know what you said. The kid don't know what you meant.
Right.
Yeah.
And not realizing, Mr. Hill, how much when that kid grows from size, how that psychologically could hunt the kid until in some cases that kid could reach adulthood. And then not only that, but that kid, once that kid was to have kids, will end up talking to their kids the same way, and so on and so on. It's a generational cycle too.
Yeah, it's terrible. It's a cycle. It's a cycle. I agree with that. I think we have to shine light on the fact that there's racism in the hearts of black women. Now, a black woman, some black women will disagree with me all the way, but even though if I show them like the stats of how they are the ones initiating divorce, how they have the leaders, they lead in obesity, they lead in eviction rates, they lead in bankruptcy, they lead in college student loans, they lead in STDs, they lead in a whole lot of things. This is what happens when you say, I don't need a man. When you turn everything over to a woman and let a woman do what the hell she want to do, this is the type of statistics that you get. A man has to be there. You kick a man out, all this stuff is happening. Mm-hmm. I think one of my shows, I talk about almost 85% of evictions are black women, not black men, not white men, but 85%. Let me see if I still have that stat, man. I might have that. And I can actually show you, y'all. So y'all know I'm not just speaking out my butt. Let me see, where is it at? Let's see if it pops up here for you. Yeah, that's one of them right there. Black women face greater risk of eviction than any other group. And here's another stat for y'all. Hold on, I got on 85%. That Philip is I put it up. It's kind of blocking it. Hold on 1 second. I gotta take that off for a second. And go to comments so y'all can see that. Where is the Philip one? I think that's the one right there. Okay, there it is. So y'all can see what I'm talking about. 85% of those served with black women. Now that's throughout the pandemic. But what about before the pandemic, before it got here? Check this out. You see that highlighted part? Black women renters get evicted at twice the rate of white renters. These are women. These are the single women that say, I don't need no man. These are the women who are living alone. These are women that are boss bees and boss chicks and boss divas, and you can't tell me nothing. They get kicked out, thrown on their ear. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah. Right. Yeah. I agree. And not only that, but it's been said that they lead in most out of wedlock births too.
Yeah, they do.
Most had the highest number of STDs, like you said in some of your previous videos, than any other groups and races of women.
Hold on 1 second, Derek. 1 second, okay? 1 second.
Okay.
Bad hombre, you got to send same procedure, brother. You got to send an email. Let me check and see if you send an email. You send me an email, then I can send you a link, and then I can add you to the show, brother. Hold on, I'm trying to did you send me one? No, you haven't sent me one yet. Okay, everybody out there who wants to join the show, if you pay attention to the banner, you'll see that thing saying Cash App, support the show and all that stuff. If you keep watching it, it'll show my email address. That email address, you have to send me an email so I can send you a link to the live stream so you can come on the show. But you have to do that first. Now, while I'm watching and talking, I can't check the email first. What you have to do, after you send the email, get in the comment box and tell me you sent the email so I can go to my email and then I can send you the link to join the show. That's for everybody out there. Okay? All right. Go ahead, Derek. What you say?
Oh, I was saying how it's also been said that they lead also in the most number of STDs compared to other groups of women too.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. See, on this show, we talk about facts here. We talk about nothing but facts here. We don't play games here, y'all. We don't speak like women do. We don't speak in our feelings. We deal with statistics, data, probabilities, likelihoods. Like Derek showed the same way. If you ever go to Derek's show, he's the same way I am. He give you facts and whatnot. And that gentleman who was on here earlier, Jeremy Spencer, with his show, he does the same thing. He's more of a podcast interviewer, from what I've seen. You know what I mean? Support these brothers, man. Support all of us, man. We're all trying to do something. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Yeah, and I just wanted you all to know that guys such as Mr. Hill and myself are always giving our personal perspectives, both our personal perspectives and point of views, judging from a mature black man's perspective, too.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's what we do. We got to have a space of our own, man, because women have been crapping on us for the last 30 years. Waiting to exhale, and you know what I mean? Fella got her groove back, and temptation. Right. Like, we've been getting shitted on for a long time now.
We have.
We really have, man. We really have, bro.
How about the roles need to be reversed for a change?
Yep, I agree with that. You know how the women had a little that little picture of Megan Good and she doing it.
I never saw that.
You never seen that, man? Like I forgot what it's a what's that thing called, a GIF or what, a GIF or what, or something like that, or
Okay, like a
like that they have
meme.
a doing this like that. You know, it's some kind of crazy stuff, but yeah, what I meant.
Okay, yeah, but so at what particular stage in your life did you come to the realization of how racist black women could be towards black men?
Man, honestly, man, I was doing in some thought, man. Sometimes I try to meditate, brother, and it just came to me. And man, like I know that we're being treated bad, and one day I said, look, it just came to me, like, think about how the Klan is towards black people. Do I really see any difference in how their hatred is from black women? Because black women seem to show me personally when I'm around black, well, not all of them, but I pick up on it. It's like a contempt for black men. You know what I mean? Like they don't like us. You know what I mean? Right. For no reason. They don't even know me. They don't know you. They just don't like certain ones. It has nothing to do with swag or anything. It's just the fact that they see us coming and want to run for the hills. They don't like us. That's what it comes to me. And then I said, wait a minute, that don't feel right. Then I started thinking about Hitler, neo-Nazis. I started thinking about the Klan, Proud Boys, and how they are just hateful-hearted. And I started looking at them and said, what is hatred? I look up hatred and I started looking up different attitudes of hatred and racism. I said, you know what? These black women act like they hate and they are racist towards us when I look at the facts. So I decided to do this.
And think about this. I'm glad you brought it up because just think about how there's so many black guys right now in the penitentiary all because of a black female. What it may be because of the child support system or domestic abuse case, if not that, rape. It's not realizing how they're a detriment to their own fellow men, black women, and not only that, they, like you said earlier, am I right or wrong? They are some of the biggest white supremacists as we speak now, black females.
Yeah, to me, they don't know it. I think they just think they're being tough, they're being hard, they're trying to protect themselves, they're guarded, but it does come across as a white supremacist state of mind. Mm-hmm. It do. I agree with you 100%. I don't think they see it that way. I think a lot of brothers don't see it that way. We just know that we have a lot of conflict with black women, but we're not really asking what type of behavior. Because we've seen this before. All of us have seen racism before. All of us have seen discrimination before. All of us have, especially in the South, where you're from and where I'm at, we have felt and seen these things. Mm-hmm. But we never seem to connect that with the behavior of the modern day black woman. So
well, you go ahead and say what you wanted to say.
Go ahead, man. I'm listening.
But it also reminds me of a video I did not too long ago stating how are black women any more different or much different from white women?
I saw that.
Yeah.
I saw that one. I saw that. And you were talking about being on the job and stuff too about that, if I'm correct.
Right.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
And then for this comment right here, the black woman don't want to date a bus driver, but she would date Pookie. And I related that to my most current video. That one statement in my current video. Listen to it. You'll love my point of view, because it's about how, once again, how both delusional and hypocritical today's black women can be.
Oh yeah, I agree with you, man. They want Pookie. They want, see what it is. They like excitement. They don't like stability.
Right.
That's what they don't understand. Like, excitement is good when you're young to an extent, but when you're older, you need stability.
Right.
There's nothing more exciting than being able to have a roof over your head. You know what I'm saying? When you get older. Now, if you want some real excitement, be homeless. Then every day you got something new to figure out where you're going to eat, where you're going to sleep. That's exciting as hell.
I thought about this too. I thought about it from this perspective. If they want so much excitement, women, not just only black women in general, but why not get on a roller coaster ride too? That's a different level of excitement.
Just get on a roller coaster, man, and shut the hell up and let us live our life.
Right.
Yeah, man. Like what you said earlier, I keep thinking about what you said about maturity. A lot of women are just immature, so they don't understand the wisdom of what you're saying right now. You know what I mean? 'Cause that's really wisdom. You know what I mean? But they're not receiving it. Some do. I think some women watch my show, and some women have actually commented and said that they enjoy what we talk about. They have learned things from the show and stuff like that. So there are women who really want to learn, because they don't have good examples. A lot of women don't have a lot of good examples no more to learn from. You know what I mean? So yeah,
I agree. It's some women when such a juvenile mind state of mentality, to the point where some women could be 40 plus but still listen to hardcore rap by artists such as Kodak Black, Lil Uzi Vert, what's his name, Lil Baby, to name a few. And then not only that, Mr. Hill will go as far as by listening to those kind of rappers reciting every single lyric. Could be in the kids when they car reciting every single lyric of the rap song, bobbing their heads to the rap song, like they still just as young as their kids. Especially they got teenage kids.
Man, this is what happens when women do not want to accept that they're growing old. You know what I'm saying? Right. I don't know why women don't accept that it's a blessing to get older. Okay, right. If you don't get older, you're dead. It's okay. See, when I grew up, it was an honor to be called a grandfather, a grandmother, a great-grandmother, a great-grandfather. You got these women now, man, they don't want to be called grandmother. I ain't old. I ain't old. Then what the hell are you?
Exactly.
I mean, they got it backwards, bro. They want to, like you said, they want to go to Kodak Black and they want to snap their finger. They want to do that. They want to do this, but they don't want to cook. They don't want to stir nothing in the pot.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
They want to clean up around the house.
No, they want to complain. They don't want to tell you that they love you. They don't want to tell you that you're doing a great job as a man. They don't want to see. Women don't understand. Men need praise, just like they need compliments. We need you to let us know that you appreciate what we're doing. Women don't want to do that. They rather open their mouth and complain about what you're not doing, or complain about something you did that they didn't like.
Right.
You know what I mean? No, man. No.
Right.
No.
And I like this comment, and I 100% agree on this comment. They'll bow down to the racist manager or supervisor on their jobs, but will fight a black manager or supervisor. That's true too, and talk all kinds of crap to a black supervisor or manager too. That's true.
They'll disrespect the black supervisor before they disrespect the white one.
Right.
I don't know why, but they will.
Right.
They will. That is bad, man.
In some cases, is they look at what may happen with some of the consequences, or one of the main consequences may be how they may lose their job right away if they talk any kind of crap to a white superior or overseer.
Yeah. For some reason, they think and like, I got to be careful because people might think I'm trying to tell people I'm not racist. We're just having a conversation, but they act like the white person that's in charge is almost like God. You get what I'm saying? Like he can do no wrong. He has all the power, and you should respect him. Again, that's ingrained from slavery, man, from generation passed down. Because look at the images they placed in front of the slaves, all the way to Jim Crow, even to now. Jesus was supposed to be white. Then they had a picture of a white man. You were bound down to the white man. They used to, in slavery days, they used to teach church. Matter of fact, if you don't know, or if y'all don't know, the term Sunday best, that came from slavery. When they used to make the slaves wear the best clothes. The slave master used to give them the nicest, it was still raggedy, but clothes to wear on church days, and where the white man would preach. And the white man would preach to them that God would tell them, slaves, submit to your master. They would use it as a propaganda. That's where the term, you can look it up, Sunday best comes from slavery. He said, go put your Sunday best on for church and stuff. It comes from slavery. Just look it up when y'all get a chance to. That's where they come from, man. And like the images have always been put there that brothers of the white race are better. To the point that women don't love themselves enough, so they go out and get white hair. They go buy hair that's straight and long. They don't like their own natural look. They go whiten their skin color up. You know what I mean? You're beautiful the way you are. Well, some of you ugly too. I ain't gonna lie. Some of you kind of ugly, but it's still though. I gotta keep it 100. Some of y'all is kind of ugly. It ain't nothing you can do to fix that. I'm telling you. Listen, but lose some weight and you probably look better. But we gotta get back to loving each other and loving ourselves.
Right. Otherwise, how do we expect for other races or people to be able to love us and accept one another when we have so much hatred for our own, fellow black people.
Yeah, you know what though? To me, my enemy ain't really the white people no more. I mean, it's really the black people.
Yeah.
The black people are the ones who try to shut you down. The black people are the ones that, if you running a business, they want a discount. They know you trying to get off the ground with your business. Hey man, let me get a discount, cuz. Stuff like that. But when they go to Walmart or they go to some other white person's business, they don't ask that. They don't act like that. But when it comes to us, they like crabs in a barrel, man. It ain't the white people shooting at us majority of the time. It's the black people shooting at us. It ain't the white people in the hood selling us the dope and the crack. It's the black people selling the dope and the crack. I mean,
it was just kind of similar to what Tupac said in one of his songs, how he said it's not the white man that I should fear, or some way.
Yeah, only God can judge me. It ain't the white man that I should fear, because it's my own kind doing all the killing here. Yeah, I know which one. I'm a Tupac fan, bro. Yeah.
But he talked about some real stuff, some stuff that's still relevant, unfortunately, to this day.
Yeah, it is. It is still relevant, brother.
And unfortunately, I always will be.
Yeah, I think it's gonna get worse between the black men. I believe it can change. Yeah. But honestly, man, with the new generation of black women, man, like in the 20-year-olds, all the way up to maybe the mid-30s, man, they something serious, bro. They don't love no one else but themselves. They are self-centered. They are arrogant. You know what I'm saying? They don't care about nobody but themselves. That's what I'm noticing. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
Right. Yeah, there's so many modern day black women that are very arrogant to the point where you can't even much greet one without one giving you some funny kind of stare.
Yeah. It's gotten to the point where you can't compliment a black woman without her thinking you trying to sleep with her, or she just don't want to, just want to be mean to you.
Right.
There's no in between no more.
Right. And most of them, and to be honest, most of them are just flat out bitches anyway, excuse my language, but they are.
Yeah. I ain't gonna get mad at you. I ain't gonna get mad at you at all, man. Because these behaviors are terrible, man.
Right.
I mean, they call themselves the B word, so why should they get mad if you call them that?
Right. So, I mean, how many of them now go as far as saying, I'm a boss bitch?
Yeah.
They say it all the time in rap songs, but yet still look at it, it's so degrading when us guys call them the same ones. Which one is it? Make up your mind.
But you know what's funny, man? How you a boss B, man? How you a boss of anything and you broke? Because the majority of people I see that's women that say they bosses, they broke. I mean, I've seen them with some raggedy cars, or they got them long eyelashes and it's coming off on the corner and stuff. They got the wrong glue, or they ain't holding on too well. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Real, but they bosses. You don't even look like a boss. You know what I mean?
You can't even tell whether some of them got their eyes open or not. They have those eyelashes that be long as hell.
I think if they blink too fast, they'll slap their lips with them big ass lines. I mean, it's like,
you may be right.
Man, that's crazy, man. Like, they don't love themselves. But they don't understand. You can still have beautiful eyelashes. You just curl them. God gave you some eyelashes. Just fix them up. You ain't got to have nothing like this right here. And that came from white folks. I'm not trying to, but that's what they used to do. All right, and they pick it up and they do the same thing that they doing. Man, that is ghetto and ratchet as hell. I'm just letting y'all know. Y'all see Beyonce and them make it do it, but they got money. So when they get it done, it looks real.
Right.
You went to the dollar store or CVS and got some damn Elmer's glue and stuck it on, man. Come on.
Right. And so it looks so ridiculous nowadays to the point where you could literally see the glue from some of them.
Yeah.
Some of the eyelashes they wear.
Yeah. They don't care, man. A lot of these women, like you said a while ago, I still going back to what you said earlier about the immaturity, man. These older black women still act like they 15. They can't let go of their youth. Right. All right. I'm glad I'll be 46 in October. I hope to God I get to live to be 50. You get what I'm saying? A lot of my friends are dead, man. A lot of my friends are in jail, but majority of them are dead, man. There's a blessing in getting older, getting gray hair. That's a blessing, man. It's just a blessing, but these women don't want to accept getting older, man. This is why they act like children.
And not only that, but part of it could be also is how they have kids at such young ages or younger ages too.
Right. Yeah. That's been going on since I was a kid. They used to call it baby having babies when I was growing up.
Right. And from that point on, no matter how they, may physically age, some women, specifically black women, they never mentally age, no matter how much older they get in age. If that makes sense.
No, it makes a whole lot of sense. It's because they refuse to change. So you can't age, you can't have a different mindset if you refuse to change. That means you have to accept information, process the information, and then follow it out and believe it. See, people don't like change because it's scary. If you're used to being a hood rat all the time and you're used to chaos and everything upside down, when a man comes into your life, it can bring stability and peace. You feel very uncomfortable because it's something that you're not used to. Right. So what happens is you keep running back and keep going back to the thing that you're used to. And it's a cycle. Your children will go through it because you're going to teach your children. They're going to have messed up lives because they know mom and daddy is all messed up. And it's a cycle. It's generational curse what it is.
Right.
Yeah.
And I would say, I know this is sort of off topic, but us black men, I personally would say, just from my perspective, are the main group of men that never really mature mentally as well. Because how many 50-year-old and older black men do you still see wearing Jordans, Air Jordans, and still wearing urban gear? May go as far as wearing ripped jeans still, or shirts with graffiti. Even young guys, younger black guys as young as 40, that are still trying to, dress, instead of dressing more age appropriate, dress like their kids would dress if they may have teenage kids.
I agree with you because I saw an old man that has every bit, you can call him a granddaddy. He wearing skinny jeans.
Yeah.
Why the hell are you wearing skinny jeans? You had a pot belly, you got the old man physique. But see, you're right. We had gotten to the point where we don't like to dress age appropriate. We want to always dress youngster. Like, let them youngsters be youngsters. Let them do their thing. But what example, like this guy up here, he said, I'm gonna put this on the screen. This guy right here. It's the young men that have no one to prepare them for the mess that I am worried about. I agree. Because all of the older men who should be guiding and teaching and being examples are too busy trying to act like the kids. They are, but we're going back to the women though. Because we ain't trying to get on the men. We got enough channels about that from women talking about men. Ain't nothing, but I agree with you on that, Mr. Eloon. Yeah. But yeah, brother. So, the delusional females are stuck at 14. I think you gave him too much credit, Joe. I think maybe it might be 12.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. They still walking around buying Hello Kitty backpacks and stuff at 45.
Yeah. Still going on social media, posing with their younger daughters doing booty selfies. Like a perfect example would be Erykah Badu, how a few months ago she was caught on social media doing a post with her daughter, a booty pic.
Yeah. They don't have no shame. Black women a lot of times don't have no more shame anymore, man. They don't have any shame. They trying to stay young. That's what it comes down to. They still want to be young. No matter how successful they get, like you said about Erykah Badu, they still want to be wanted. See, what social media has done, it's a blessing and a curse. Social media made it where women can get attention 24/7, 365. And so that's why it's harder for women to be committed to men. Because like, if my man acting up, I can just go to my DMs and get the attention that I need. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? So there's always going to be a beta male orbiter. There's always going to be a guy circling. And that's what social media have done. And it made women very insecure. Like, you can have followers, or you following somebody, the woman get mad, go crazy, go haywire, or she think you doing something like that. But meanwhile, she's putting pictures of her vagina up there almost butt naked.
Right.
They don't understand men and women are different.
Right.
But yeah, man.
But I'm going to go ahead and get myself situated for work, because I have to be to work in another hour.
All right.
for work for another hour. But I enjoyed talking to you again, my brother.
Yeah, you too, man. I appreciate it, man. Everybody check out his channel, man. Yeah. Appreciate it, man. Again, it's a pleasure talking to you, man. Always good to talk to somebody that's intellectual, man, and got a good head on their shoulders, man. So thank you again for coming to the show.
Likewise.
All right. You have a good one, brother. Okay, let me fix this right quick. There it is. All right. Well, that's probably for to conclude today's show, man. I think we made some leeway. I think that we talked about some very good things today, man. I think we brought some attention and shine some light on some issues, man. I'm glad. I thank y'all for coming to the show. I'm about to end this unless anybody else got something to say. If not, I'm about to go chow down, brothers. We go get some food and eat. I'm gonna drop this on here. See who else. Yeah. Anyway, thank you, and everyone who donated some money and just sent me some money. I appreciate that. Thank you for supporting the show financially. That's one thing we really need to start doing, because not just because I want money, but the women got us beat on that, man. Women will support each other financially in a heartbeat. That's why when you have church function, they put the women in charge of the church functions, because they are great fundraisers. If there's a cause and they think it's worthy, they have no problem putting money in it, man. I hope we get to that point too. Even if you're not doing it to my show, support another brother that's doing that. You get what I'm saying? Real talk. All right, y'all. Y'all have a good one. I'm gonna go ahead and find a button. Still trying to know how to use this, y'all. Unless y'all got something else to say before I get out of here. Thank you, Mr. Eloom. Thank you, Cap. And what's this say? Oh yeah. Thank you, Luke Red Pill Perry. I do appreciate the donations you gave today, and everyone else who did. Thank y'all. Y'all have a good evening now. Y'all be safe. You hear? So you back and end the broadcast.